Hi all, good morning. Today we will see how we can tackle SOQL 101. Okay, so here we were going to cover four topics. The first one is that how SOQL error comes. Okay, then how we can debug the query, means we will get the count, which query taking how many counts. Okay, then the third one is we follow what is the best practice that Salesforce recommend to avoid the SOQL query, and finally we will see some interview question and answers on it. Then let's go to the first one, then how it gets generated. So if you'll see, Salesforce provide only 100 SOQL queries we can use in one transaction. Okay, if it is more than 100, it will give you the above error, that system limit exception, too many SOQL queries, it will give you this error. So this is the for loop. If we'll see this example here, I have called 0 to 200 times and we have the total 100, right? We cannot use more than 100, but in this case it will run 201 time. Actually it is starting from 0, so it will run at 201 time. So I got this error. So if you want, you can try this one, you will get this error because it will going to run 201 time, and which Salesforce doesn't support 201, so you will get this error. Now this is how we got the error. Let's see how we can check the count of the query, because in one Apex transaction you have a many SOQL queries, right? So how you will come to know which query is taking high count, right? For that we have two solutions. First one is to add the SOQL extractor in your Chrome browser, and then you can extract it. This is one facility from where you will get the count against the SOQL query. And the second one is it is provided by the Salesforce. In developer console you will come to know. Let me show you this one because it is widely used. Let me show you. So developer console, I will go to the debug, open one, I will remove this one. So let me write some query here quickly. So contact con equal to select ID from contact limit 1, and let me put one for loop here. So I equal to 0 to I greater than equal to, let's say 5, I plus plus. Now I am going to put the account here. So what will happen here, this query will run 5 times. Select ID from account, limit is 1. That's all. This is my, now I'm going to put the open log and I will execute this one. Once I will execute this one, my developer console will load. So you are able to see, you are not able to see the what all are the counts. So how you can get there, you have to go to the debug, primitive manager. In primitive manager you have to select analyze and open this one. Once you open this one, okay, so you will find this kind of a screen. So here in execute unit you will get the all the queries here which are going to run, right? So just click on the method, so you will get the query only. So what all are the queries and how many times it got impact or hit. So it hits 1 time. Okay, so this is the result. Okay, how much time it took, maximum, minimum, and the second one. Okay, if you will see my second query, so it will execute it 6 times because I have loop in this query in a loop. Okay, so it start from 0 to 5, it means 6. I can see the 6 times. This is how we can check how many times our query get executed. Okay, on that basis we have to provide the solution, or we have to check how we can reduce the count. Okay, so let's close this one. We will go there and quickly here. So we are able to check this one. Fine. Now, what all are the best practices to resolve the SOQL 101? So here I want to say that you have faced this question many of the your interviews, right? But here I am providing you all the things, means what are the maximum that you can means answer to your interviewer. That first thing is to identify the unwanted code and remove. If suppose your SOQL query is there which is not being used, just find out this and remove it. Second, avoid to write the SOQL query in the loop, right? We have seen just an example here before this session, this PPT. So I have executed one account query in for loop. It is a very bad practice. You should avoid it, right? Third, you should use merge query. Now suppose there is a case, I have created one example. So suppose you have to take the data from opportunity as well and opportunity line item, right? So what will you do? In a journal scenario, we put two DML operation and we will perform our action. It is wrong. We have to use merge query like this. Select ID, opportunity, and here opportunity line item. So we will get a generic result, and we need to use double for loop to extract the data. But somehow we are able to reduce the count of SOQL. This is the best use of to reduce the SOQL query count. Now coming to the fourth point. Oh, where is my fourth point? So somehow it got deleted. It's okay. Rerunning. Fourth one is future method. Suppose if we will get a chance to write our codes in future method, so what will happen? It's a asynchronous process. So the code will run in a different transaction. So our current transaction, which is holding already, means which is the limit of the SOQL query is very high, but in this case it will be indifferent. So we can somehow able to reduce the SOQL count here. Another big thing is that when you are getting SOQL HIMIT, right? So also try to avoid the workflow rule if it is there, because if we will update in workflow, if we will use the field update, so there might be a chance again trigger will run, and once the trigger will rerun, what will happen? All the SOQL will rerun. So it increase the count. So we have to be secure, means if there is any field update, so try to remove from workflow and put in trigger instead of this, because then it will not rerun your trigger. Now sixth one is a very good one, right? There might be a scenario in trigger you are using before or after trigger. Okay, so there might be a chance that after trigger it may be called before trigger, right? Means suppose your transaction is completed and you have run the trigger after trigger, then it might be a chance that it call the before trigger. So in that case, what will happen? Again, your everything which was already run will be rerun, because your final trigger, means after trigger, is calling to the before trigger. Then the before trigger will recall, then again after trigger. So we have to avoid this one also. Okay, this is all to save the SOQL query. Let me know if you want this PPT. So just comment me, I will drop you this PPT. And please subscribe the channel. Thank you very much for watching.